name is Paulina and welcome to my channel. We're in February, so in a couple of days it's going to be my husband's birthday. Well, he's not a fan of celebrating his birthday, but a lot of time ago I started making his birthday cake, so come along. Meanwhile, I prepare his favorite cake. Let's go with the recipe.
Well, to start, we have to prepare our dough. So in our standing mixer, we are going to put our butter. This is a room temperature butter, and we are going to mix it around for dissolve all chunks of it and have a smooth consistency. After our butter is ready and smooth, we are going to incorporate our egg yolk one at a time. There are 3 of them, so we are going to start one and mix a bit, and then we are incorporate the other one. Make sure that every now and then you scratch all the mixtures on the sizes and the spatula on the mixer things for everything gets mixed properly. Well, when our egg yolks are incorporated, it's time for our flour milk. We are going to separate in 2 or 3 portions, and we are going to add one bit at a time. So first of all, we are going to sit our flours, and then we are going to incorporate our milk. And we are going to do this process at least 2 or 3 times, so we incorporate it in portions. And when all the ingredient is mixed together, it's time to let the dough rest. It's really smooth and it's buttery, so we need to put it in the fridge so it gets more firm consistent. So in a parchment paper, we are going to fold it, leave it a couple of hours, at least 8 hours, or even better if you leave it overnight. So now that our dough is ready, we're going to start preparing our topping. Here in Canada, the caramel that they sell is not the proper one, so I like to make my own. So in a pot, we are going to put 3 cans of condensed milk, and we are going to boil for at least 4 hours. Mean the process is doing, for example, around an hour and a half or 2 hours on the process, you're gonna see your level of water to slow down, and we have to put more water on. Put boiled water for we don't break the cook process. So after that time, or after 4 hours cooking, your caramel is going to be ready and going to be a really thick consistent, as you can see here in the video. Well, as I said, this torta or 100-layer cake is going to have a twist. So another topping that we're going to do is going to be a berry jam. I like to put a mix of berry in a pot and combine it with sugar and agar-agar powder. We are going to cook it until the berry is soft and mushy, and then we are going to blend it with a submerged blend. I like that because I don't like the chunk of fruit in my topping for the cake. And just because I feel that the berry seeds are a bit annoying, I like to stir the jam before for take all that seeds away. But if you don't mind, you just pour it and put it in a jar as you see in here. The stirring process is just my personal preference. Ooh, this getting yummy and yummy and yummy. Chocolate ganache. This is my latest obsession. So in a pot, we are going to put a bar of 70% cacao, and we are going to combine it with a condensed milk can, and we are going to boil it or stir it in the heat until it's all combined and it thicken it. Don't forget to boil it constantly because it burns really quick. So make sure that you're boiling and stirring and stirring and stirring. You can make test and see how much it's thickened. In this case, as you can see in the video, it's thickened perfectly. So it's time to take it out of the heat. Pastry cream. I love pastry cream. So for this, we are going to heat up milk with a bit of a vanilla extract. We are going to pour it in our pot, and we're gonna heat it up until it's you don't burn to the touch. It's not boiling, but you have to be like conscious that it's warm. Meanwhile, we are going to prepare our mix. We're going to put the egg yolk, mix it with cornstarch and sugar. Make sure that you mix it properly. In this case, I didn't do it properly, so a lot of chunks are in the mixtures. That's why I have to stir later. But yeah, you can mix it properly later. When our milk is warm, we are going to start pouring a small chunk of milk into our mixture. Don't do it all straight away because remember, the milk is warm and we don't want to cook those egg yolks straight away. So because I said I didn't stir it properly, I have a lot of chunks, so I put it through a stir it before I put it in the heat again, so we don't have a lot of chunks. So now is the moment to put it in the heat. And how do you know that it's ready? The cornstarch thick when it's boiling. So when your mixture is boiling, it's going to have the thickness that it's going to, like the proper amount of thickness. Remember, it's going to get a bit thick when it's cold, but that it's going to be ready. Well, so we are going to continue. Now we are creating all our layers, and as our butter is more firm, we are going to do our balls. We are going to cut our butter or our dough in around 12 to 15 balls, and we are going to make a ball with it, and then we're going to put it in the fridge at least 2 hours because of the touching that we did is still not firm enough. After that time, we are going to put our dough and we are going to roll it out a really thin layer, at least 1 or 2 millimeters of thickness, and then with the help of our pizza cutter and a layer of a pot layer, I make a round shape. Then I put it into the oven around 180 Celsius degrees of 350 Fahrenheit degrees, and I put it into the oven for around 7 or so minutes, and that's it. We are creating our layers. You have to roll it, all the dough and all the balls that you did. Don't discard the other parts because you are going to create more and more layers. Well, so we have all our layers ready. Please be gentle touching them because as you can see, I already break a lot of them, but don't worry, don't get frustrated and don't discard those because they're gonna help us to decorate our cake. So we have everything ready. We have our dough, we have our layers baked, and we have our toppings cooled down. So now it's the time to assemble our cake. And for that, we are going to start putting 1 layer of crust, caramel, another crust. In this case, I put marmalade now, but you can alter all the the toppings in the way that you like. In this case, I did caramel, marmalade, then cream oh my god! So I did caramel, marmalade, pastry cream, and then the chocolate ganache, and then I repeat one and again and again and again until I use all my layers, and I have around 14 or so layers of heights in it. Well, when you have all the layers that you want, in this case are around 14 if I'm not mistaken. I finish all the topping, by the way, so you can do it until you have a proper height that you want, or you finish all your toppings. So for the last undecorated part, I'm going to cover all the remaining cake, or all the cake, with the remaining of caramel that I have left. So that's what I'm doing right now. Because I wanted to kind of like decorate it with a bit of walnut, and those crust that I break before, I'm topping a bit of walnuts, like a cup or so, and then I'm breaking more in small pieces all that crust that it broke in the beginning. And then it's time to decorate it, and it's perfect. That rustic way of looking at it, and the kind of like look of that uh, breaking pieces is phenomenal. And then here you have it, a fantastic, a phenomenal 100-layer cake with a twist, because you have other different topics. It's delicious. And now for us, it's time to celebrate.
Well, I hope you like it. It's a 100-layer cake, or una torta de mil hoja, as we call it in my country. The traditional one is dough or crust plus caramel, crust, caramel, crust, caramel, crust, caramel, and so on, so on, so on. But as is my husband's birthday and he loved marmalade, or raspberries marmalade, or berries marmalade, as in this case, caramel, pastry cream, and my new invention, this chocolate ganache that is amazing. So, well, I combine all of this and I make his favorite birthday cake. I hope you like this recipe. If so, like, subscribe, and share it if you like. Also, if you would like to listen to this content in Spanish, don't forget to visit my other channel over here. Now I'm going to celebrate with him. Bye bye. See you in the next one.